At the moment, we are going to invite Ms. Sylvia Carrasco, founder and CEO of Goldex, to share her insight on Goldex and how it can be useful for all of us. May I take this opportunity to invite Ms. Sylvia Carrasco. Let's give her a big round of applause. And with that, I hand over the stage to her.
I feel like Britney Spears now. Right, so thank you so much everybody for joining so early. I understand I'm the first speaker today, and it's Saturday, so I will try to be light and, if I can, a little bit entertaining. Right, so I'm going to talk to you about Goldex. First of all, of course, my name is Sylvia, and I am the founder and CEO of Goldex. Goldex is a UK company that I set up about 3-4 years ago, and that is up and running in the UK. So what I'm telling you is something that is proved, that it's working, and that is actually in operation. The idea is that I'm going to tell you what we are actually going to be bringing to the Indian market. So, first of all, I think it's very polite to introduce yourselves and ourselves. This is some members of our team, but just to highlight who's me, my co-founder Fernando, also a Spanish guy, similar background to mine. We both have worked in investment banking in London for the last 20-something years, and what we have really done is we were the first people in the industry who changed electronic trading in equities. 20 years ago, people would pick up the phone to buy equities, to buy Vodafone shares. I was in Credit Suisse, my co-founder was in UBS, and the industry came together to develop a language where everybody would be talking same language to buy and sell equities. This was dictated by Fidelity. Fidelity had a problem. They actually came to the banks and said, guys, I received thousands of faxes. At the time there was a fax machine sending trade confirmations. And I'm on the phone constantly to all these traders giving me updates about my trades. Can you come together to give me a reporting system? So it started as a reporting system, and it developed. The industry got together. For the first time, in very rare occasions, I actually saw that people came together in the same room and they understood each other. And basically, electronic trading started. And I was part of these people. Together with Richard Palarcas. Richard Palarcas is probably one of the big experts in electronic trading in the world. He was my boss at Credit Suisse, and basically he changed the entire industry pretty much on his own. Other people working with me, Julian is a very quite knowledgeable, famous lawyer. Hiren, some of you, a lot of you know, Hiren is going to be taking care of the Indian operations of Goldex. He has 16 years of having worked in Reliance, Muthoot, and other NCDX and other companies, extremely knowledgeable on the Gulf space, and I feel very privileged to have him working for Goldex here in India. Florian Michu is our CTO, and I will just give you one brief note about Florian. Florian probably is the guy who knows more about exchange technology in the world. There is nobody better than this guy. He was CTO in Goldman Sachs. He was CTO in Credit Suisse. He ran all the electronic algorithmic trading tools back since 1999. I worked with him in Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse was the best in algorithmic, and it was also because Florian was behind it. When the market infrastructure changed, and it was possible to set up alternative investment exchanges, there was a company called Chi-X that actually developed a big alternative exchange. They were acquired for over $500 million. He was the CTO. Then when the banks came together to set up an exchange, he was the CTO. He was also the CTO of Deutsche Bank up until recently in electronic trading. So to have Florian working with us, I can tell you something. I don't know, we might fail, we might succeed. But in terms of technology, we're at the top. And that's it. There is no question of this. Guy de Boissat number 2 of Credit Suisse worldwide, etc. And other people that I much better. So the team is the best, and that's it. There is no other way of putting it about who are the people behind this. I'm not going to tell you much about India and gold in India because I think it's insulting that I tell you what are the statistics about gold in India. It's obvious that gold remains the main component for investors as an asset allocation, and at the end of the day, 90% of the population in India own gold. I love coming to India because when I go and I say to people in Europe what I do, they say, sorry, you sell, but who buys gold? When I come here, I feel a little bit like the Messiah, because everybody's like, when are you coming? Everybody understands the language. So I won't really go into why gold. I won't go into how India represents 23% of the world's gold consumption. You guys all know that. I won't even go too much into detail about digitalization. I don't think it's written here, but I saw a report from McKinsey 2 days ago where they actually said that the second fastest economy in the world in terms of digitalization is India. And it's only following Indonesia, which I was quite surprised. So the rate at which India is becoming more digital is definitely mesmerizing. Still, what is very positive is that I think there is a lot of growth that we can all achieve in gold purchases. Only 90 million people at the end of the year will have bought gold online since 2013. So the opportunity to grow this market is there. Now, I'm now talking about Goldex a little bit more in detail. And what I'm going to show you now, before I do, I just want to put one question in your mind. Where do you go when you want to buy a trip, you need to buy a holiday, or you need to book a hotel? You go to booking.com. Where do you go when you need to book a flight? You go to Make My Trip. Nobody goes to the individual websites of each provider. Nobody goes to Indigo. Nobody goes to Air India. Nobody goes to the Radisson. We all use marketplaces. And what is interesting is that there is not a marketplace in physical gold. Now, I understand that there isn't one of those in Europe, or there isn't one of those in the UK, because there is not really so much demand. But in India, you guys are amazing users of marketplaces, and you don't have one for physical gold. Interesting. So what is Goldex? Is that marketplace? Okay, it's a marketplace where people should go as the first place to buy gold. So I'm going to tell you our model. This is the marketplace. We have X amount of Indian dealers, Indian providers, and all they do all day long is post their best prices. Best buy, best bid, best offer, best bid, best offer. And they do that 24/7, all day. They connect to our trading API. As I said, technology-wise, we cater for everything, and we always talk in micro latencies, microseconds. We can be as advanced as any of these guys need us to. They always post their prices anonymously. Okay, so bear in mind when I tell you a little bit more about that later. Then we have the smart order routers, something we've been doing for 25 years. If somebody knows about the smart order router technology, it's the equities business. And that's what we did back in 1999. And we were the first ones to do it. So, on the other hand, you have the customer. The customer comes to us either B2C through our app, or through the distributors, or through the B2B2C platforms. And all they see is one price. Buy gold at this price. We receive an order. Once we receive the order, the smart order router will identify which one of those liquidity providers is given the best price at that microsecond. So you get the best price. What happens when you get out? Well, in the world of digital gold, if you buy gold through one provider, what happens is that they might give you a very good price to go in, but you are in, you are kidnapped. You must get out through their door. And that is when potentially they will hit you with a bad price. There are many ways of skinning a cat, and that's one. You are like this. However, in the model, you might buy gold through gold dealer 1. But then when you get out, the best price is coming from gold dealer 4. You can sell at the best price. Always buy, always sell at the best price. Why do gold dealers like us? We've been talking to gold dealers in India for the last month and a half, 2 months. And all of them so far have said yes. Doesn't matter, from the top guys that I won't mention names to smaller guys. Why is it good for them? Because they increase their sales and revenues. This is another platform for them. They want to sell more gold. I'm giving them a platform which is free, where they can sell more gold. Also, they reach more clients. If I have a customer which is Paytm, and I have access to a pool of liquidity, these gold dealers that today are not selling gold to Paytm are taking a piece of the cake. So it's good for them. And it's free. And everybody wants to sell more. But the most important thing is that they are anonymous. They have to post the prices anonymously. The clients of Goldex do not know where they have bought or sold. And that is very important. Because you know why? When one of these providers is giving us very good prices, better prices in our platform than the prices they offer in their own platforms, because they are competing with others, they have to be careful, because otherwise they are cannibalizing their own business. And their customers will leave them to come to us. So they have to remain anonymous. And they remain anonymous, they give very good prices, because over here, no gold dealer can come to me and say, hey Sylvia, I'm not executing anything. Well, look at your prices then. My smart order router is not married to anybody. It's a machine. It doesn't think about who you are. It only thinks about your prices. And of course, all these guys are part of a network that is changing. And more importantly, I'm not competing with them. I'm neutral. I am the one who's built the football pitch, but I don't play football. I don't buy my own gold. I don't manipulate the prices. We are the referees. I cannot be the referee and score goals, because then it will be a problem. And they know they are coming to a platform where we are totally neutral and we don't make any profit by being more close to the others. The retail clients, well, look, it's very easy. Retail clients, at the end of the day, they need a price discovery in one single place. This is what I was telling you about Cleartree. They should come to us. I need to buy gold. Where do I go? Goldex. Okay, they give me the best price. Boom, done. Why shop around? Why have to check the quality, the sizes, the purity, the cost, the way in, what or not when I come out? By the time they look at it, price has changed 10 times. Start all over again. Of course, no minimum requirements. They can invest 1 rupee. Easy. Don't worry, I have all the technology to micro cut all these quotes that I have from the providers. They can, of course, accumulate gold. The gold is secured. And also, in the app, we give charts, news, trade recommendations, coaching sessions, etc. For the institutions and the distributors, imagine I'm Paytm. At the moment, I use emergency bank document if it works. And then what happens if I want to have another one? Another connection? Another headache? What if it works, if it doesn't work? Also for the user, go through the list, how many they offer. It's very simple. I'm the hub. Connect to Goldex. Through Goldex, 5, 10, 20 providers behind. One connection. Give your clients access to all the providers through a single connection. Again, the price discovery in a single place for them. Because at the end of the day, they want to go to their own clients and say, at Yes Bank, we sell gold at the best price. And I don't even need them to disclose Goldex. If they want to, fine. If they want to pretend that they are the ones who are very smart, fine for me too. Of course, the customers are confidential. I don't need to know who the customers are. I'm not interested. I don't need to know. All I know is that I have one client called Paytm, and they do all the KYC. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what we're all about. I'm here obviously for three things. If you're a gold dealer who wants to participate on this, please come to see us. If you are a B2B, a B2C distributor, come to see us. Banks are not allowed to sell their own gold. However, they can use us and we can work as the distributors. And I'm sure, well, so far, in the few conversations we've had, they've already showed interest in doing this. I'm currently opening a fundraising event. I'm a startup. So my status is always fundraising, right? So if anybody is interested in talking to me about a potential investment, please come to see me. The idea is that Goldex is going to be launched in India next year. We are coming. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We already have pretty much the regulatory frame sorted out. We are on our way now to start establishing the technology. The technology is built because it's transformed here to India. This is ring-fenced to India, by the way. This is only for Indian clients, Indian banks, Indian money, Indian players. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. This, by the way, just as the last comment, very interesting conversation about the spot exchange. Are we an exchange? No, we're a marketplace. However, could you say we're an OTC exchange? Yes and no. Bottom line is, at the end of the day, we're that hub for the retailers, for the OTC market makers, that even if the spot exchange happens, we don't know where they are going to remain. So in a way, this is something that is for the OTC providers, I think, and for the final client, I think also will fill the gap, even if the spot exchange was actually in operation. So they both can live in conjunction. The only difference I see at the moment, well, many differences, but one thing I see is that this project is happening in months, a few months, not necessarily in a few years. So please let me know if you need any questions that you have.
Hi, good morning everybody. My name is Nilesh Gupta. Indian industry is facing a very big issue with issues of compliances in quality. And India Building Jewelers Association has been one of the forefront runners in issuing the India Goods Delivery mechanism. How are you going to take care of the quality of the goods that are going to be delivered to Goldex? That is going to be a very big issue.
Yes. Well, what happens today when you buy gold through a provider? How do you know the quality? I'm not doing anything different. When you buy gold, I'm going to send you to, I'm saying names, please, but don't say, I just need to do some names. But let's say MMTC Bank. How are you sure that the quality well? Okay, maybe MMTC Bank is different story, but let's talk about Ockman or Axel or whoever it is that you're dealing with. How are you sure of the quality? I don't know. How are you sure of the quality? Well, I'm the marketplace. I'm just literally doing exactly the same that they can't do. Two things about this. The first thing is, in our model, there is no delivery between the dealers. There is no movement. Everything remains within the same ecosystem. Number two, I forgot to say that when we launched this for the retail consumer, after, let's say, having an accumulation program, they will be able to redeem physical gold. And they will be able to choose the quality. So out of those providers, we are offering X number of providers that they can redeem from. I'm a user, I have 3 providers that I can redeem from. Let's say MTC Bank, Upmont, Luxembourg. And I choose which quality of gold I want to receive at home. Okay? We are not actually changing what everybody else is doing in digital gold. How do you assure the quality today? I'm doing the same. Also, you have to think about this. If somebody is actually giving us, the incorrect type of gold, etc., the other participants will kick them very quickly. The peer pressure will be very strong. And also, do you really think that any of them, I'm talking top providers here, I'm not talking about a provider which is at the bottom of the line that lives in South India in a little hut. So the quality of these guys are guys that are probably in this conference. And you know what? That's what they currently do. The only thing that really says to live through a marketplace.
So on that note,
Sorry.
You don't have a quality norms compliance. How do you compare prices?
Sorry, yes. No, what definitely. I mean the gold, they all have to be providing the same quality so that the prices are together. However, I'll give you an example. Imagine all the providers are offering 995 and somebody offers 999. Well, there are enough algorithms in my set of two blocks where I can actually automatically, I receive, let's say, the codes from a 999 provider. I actually do a conversion, and I convert that price into the equivalent price of a 995. So when I'm putting the prices of that provider, he is at the same level as the others. And it's very easy. It's actually very simple, But the bottom line is all the providers have to give the same quality. And if somebody is of higher level, I convert it down very easily for them, so that our algos still put them in the.
thank you so much, Sylvia, for enlightening us about Goldex. And of course, it's bringing it to India. It's a wonderful platform for all the gold investors with the ease of use and more choices. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give her a big round of applause. And may I request Mr. Andrew Lovell from JP Morgan to kindly join us here on the dais and present a memento as a token of our gratitude to Sylvia. And a photograph. Quick.